Today we're going to learn how to calculate the double declining depreciation method in Microsoft Excel. Let's return to our original example from calculating straight line depreciation, where our original cost was $25,000. The salvage value of the asset is $5,000, which means that if you sold this asset today, that's what you could get for it. And the useful life of the asset is 5 years. The book value at the start of the first year is the original cost of the asset, which is $25,000. And for the double declining depreciation method, the depreciation percent that you want to use is a certain formula. So let's do this together. First, you want to put the equal sign in to start a formula. You want to open up a parenthesis, and it's 100%, or you can just put in a 1, and you want to divide the 1 or the 100% by the useful life of your asset, which is 5 years. So it's 1 divided by 5. Let's close the parenthesis, and you want to multiply it by 2. So we have 40%. The depreciation expense is simply the book value at the start multiplied by your depreciation percentage, which is $10,000. The accumulated depreciation for the first year is still just $10,000 because that's all the appreciation that we have accumulated so far. And the book value at the end of the first year is just simply the book value at the start, subtract the depreciation expense. The book value at the start of the second year is $15,000. We're going to continue to use this 40% depreciation percent until the end, which I'll show you. We're going to make a slight change in the percentage toward the end of this calculation, but I'll explain that once we get there. The depreciation expense for the second year is the $15,000 multiplied by the 40%, which gives us the $6,000, and the accumulated depreciation is the $10,000 plus the $6,000 gives us $16,000, and the book value at the end is the $15,000 subtract the depreciation expense, which is $9,000. For the book value start for the third year, it's going to be the $9,000. Let's continue to use this 40% depreciation percent. The depreciation expense is the $9,000 multiplied by the 40%, which is $3,600. The accumulated depreciation is the $16,000 plus the $3,600, which gives us $19,600. And the book value at the end of the third year is the $9,000 subtract the depreciation expense gives us $5,400. Continue this here. For the book value for the start for period 4 is going to be $5,400. For now, again, let's just put in this 40%. The depreciation expense is the book value multiplied by the depreciation percentage. The accumulated depreciation is the $19,600 plus the $2,160, which gives us a $21,760. And the book value at the end is the book value at the start, subtract the depreciation expense. But look here, we have a slight problem. The book value at the end is $3,240. You never want to allow this number to get any lower than your salvage value. The lowest we can go here is $5,000. So for that reason, we're not going to use a 40% depreciation percent for period 4. So how we want to calculate this is Because we know that $5,000 is the lowest that we want to go, let's type in what we know. So the book value at the end of this period is $5,000. Let's get rid of this because we can't use this information. We will keep the $5,400 as the book value of the start because that's what we ended with over here. The depreciation percentage, to open up a formula, what you want to do is open up a parenthesis, do the $5,000, which is your salvage value, divide that by the 5,400, and what you want to do is take 1 and subtract that, so we have 7.41%. So the depreciation percentage we're going to use for period 4 is 7.41%. So again, it's 1 minus the book value at the end, which is your salvage value, divided by the 5,400, which is the book value at the start. The depreciation expense is the 5,400 multiplied by the 7.41%, which is $400. The accumulated depreciation is the 19,600 plus the 400, which gives us an accumulated depreciation of $20,000. And because your book value at the end is $5,000, we don't need to put in anything for period 5, and you're done.